What is going on, everybody? It is Complexity, and I am back with some more Police Watch. This is when a police rescue a woman from highly abusive deputy, which is very odd to see and to say. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of the time the blue wall happens, even if it's somebody's spouse, you know. But let's check this out. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what this department did.
And physically abused, then that member is a member of the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office.
Officers responded after a report of a domestic violence incident involving a member of detention staff in Charlotte County.
That looks like him. Dude looks like a Poindexter, man. Seriously. If he's beating on his wife looking like that, I can only imagine. God, what it's like. It's always, of course, anybody who commits domestic violence is an absolute fucking coward. But a lot of the time, it's also people who look like this, who are just like, you can look at them and be like, you probably don't have much confidence and self-love. Like, you look like a complete loser.
I'm sorry.
The sad part about it is he doesn't look like somebody who would abuse his, like, girlfriend, because, you know, there's some people who have that look to them, like they're very aggressive and abusive. So it's probably why it happened for so long. And, you know, he's a fucking cop. Sheriff's officer.
Dylan?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
He looks like he just barely got out of the academy too. He looks so freaking young, dude.
On with my friend.
Okay. You know the phone call?
I just hung up as soon as I walked up.
So there's some allegations with domestic violence here. So I'd like to talk to you and get your side of the story.
Okay.
You want to talk to us?
Sure, absolutely. What's going on?
Okay.
Well, that's what we're going to go talk about.
I haven't
We're
been
going to go
here.
to the office. I know that. I've been here waiting for you.
Okay.
So
Is she okay?
She's okay. But the allegations are serious and we have to talk to you about them.
Okay.
Okay? Because you got a firearm, I'm going to take it.
Oh.
We're going to go over here. Make sure you have no other weapons.
Yeah.
Is anyone else in your car?
No one's in my car.
What's interesting to me is right off the back, they're telling him like, hey, there's been some serious allegations. You know, obviously we have to take your gun away, all of this. And he has like no question so far about what the allegations are about. Because if this was me, I'm there like, what allegations? What am I being accused of? What the fuck is going on? Is she okay? Like, what's happening? But this dude, he just seems to be like, yeah, no, absolutely. You can take my gun. Like, it's like he already knows what it's about.
My car. Keys are right here.
Or he's talked his way out of situations like this with other people. He thinks he's going to be able to do it again.
My wallet's in my car. I got no weapons in my car. Can I shut it off?
Yeah, we'll shut it off. You want to secure your car?
Yeah.
I got to make sure you have nothing
Yeah,
on
I
you.
got you.
Because you know how this goes.
I understand.
We like to get both sides of the story. And we never want to go by one side of the story. But we have to treat it as a criminal investigation. You
Right.
understand
I understand.
I know you probably
He just
do
seems
understand
way
everything,
too calm.
but I have to make sure I tell you that. You know what I mean?
If this is me,
You have no knives?
and I know I'm not beating on my girl, I'm annoyed, I'm agitated, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I'm not just like completely submissive and cooperative like this.
No, sir.
Okay.
I just had the firearm.
Hey, I appreciate your cooperation.
But hindsight
You know,
is 2020,
Let
right?
me check. Because we're going to take you in an unmarked car, okay? To keep it discreet.
Okay.
And we're going to go back to the office.
Right.
Okay? Cooperation goes a long way with me.
Absolutely.
So is the truth. I'm a true seeker.
Yeah,
So I believe you just as much. Detective Resty is going to double check you because you're a law enforcement officer, you know.
Yeah, no, go ahead. You go back to the car.
Oh, okay.
If you're good with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, my.
I mean, it is a good thing that he's...
If we do it out here, it's not professional, man.
I mean, I understand that.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that he is cooperative, but
I
still.
know where you've been. I know. That's why we're going to give you the opportunity, brother. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're not here to hurt you.
Can I put this in my pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we at?
My car's right here.
The Toyota?
Yeah.
I don't know. He just seems way too calm.
You want to sit in the back?
Yep.
You got to think about it, right? He gets a call that police
Investigate-
dispatch to his home, his residence. He's rushing over there. You know, would you not be like, what is going on? Even if they're saying like, oh, you know, well, it's not very professional. I'm like, fuck professional, dude. You got a body cam. I got a body cam. He got a body cam. Fucking just tell me. I don't give a shit. Like, what is going on? What is happening?
Investigators say the allegation was received on
Like, that's my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my girl. I don't care if there's allegations against me. Like, is she okay? What is going on right now?
July 19th,
We can get to all that shit later.
prompting the Sheriff's Office Domestic Violence Unit to open an investigation. Authorities say the case involved an off-duty corrections deputy accused of a domestic-related offense. He was later
Correction
identified as
officer.
22-year-old Dylan.
Prior to taking the sworn
So he probably did just get out of the freaking academy if he's 22.
statement, I'm going to place you under oath. I don't think we need to do that at this point. We're going to deviate just a little bit because I don't want to put you under oath right at this point because of what's going on. But what we're here for is an allegation that you're being physically abused by a partner of yours that you're currently residing with, and that member is a member of the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. That's why we're here. Okay, so it's my understanding that a current injury brought some suspicion by other members that were concerned for your safety, and that's why.
Wait, is she a correctional officer too? Because he said that an injury of hers brought concern by other members, and it sounds like what he's saying is like other members of the county sheriff's department.
It's now in our hands, and we're here talking to you about it. So we're just doing some fact finding at the moment. I heard you went to the hospital Monday. Was it Monday?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything that you want to talk about on that injury?
No.
Okay, so you got nothing to say about it whatsoever? Is there anything that you feel the sheriff's office should be involved in?
No.
Is there anything?
It's always difficult because sometimes it can take 100 tries to get a victim of domestic abuse to speak, whether it's a man or a woman, old, young, it doesn't matter. And sometimes it takes one time. It just takes one person reaching out. The unfortunate thing about it is that there's so many times in which nobody reaches out, whether they know something's happening or not. And then eventually it gets to the point to where you can't reach out to someone who's dead.
We can do to help you out with anything. I mean, at this point, if without you divulging any information and talking about what we're kind of hearing on the sidelines, is there any help that the sheriff's office can help you to get out of that
You can't
situation?
really push people who are in situations like that. You can't be like, tell me. You're going to alienate them. You have to constantly just be like, look, we're here. These are the resources available. Do you want to speak? Do you have something you want to tell us? Is there anything we can do for you?
Would there be anyone that you would feel more comfortable to talk to about it? Or you're telling me that nothing physical is going on, there's nothing criminal going on by the other person?
It's got to be heart-wrenching. Like,
Our biggest
it's got to be heart-wrenching to be there knowing something's going on and them telling you that nothing is happening.
concern is making sure that you're okay. So,
And I know you have children involved, and that's a huge concern in
That
this
makes
whole
it
thing.
worse.
Are they,
Makes it
are
way
they
worse.
home tonight? No, they're not. Are they with the father? Is that what they? Okay. All right.
Oh, so it's a
there's
boyfriend.
no issues there, correct? Okay. The situation at home right now, are you safe if you go home?
Yes.
You don't have any fear of there being any violence or anything like that? Because, we can get you help tonight. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. Can I ask who your is currently right now that you're residing with?
Do I have to answer that or?
I'm not putting you under oath right now. So, I mean, I've heard that he's an employee. I've heard he's an employee in corrections. Right? Dylan, is that who I'm?
Still in.
And there's nothing you want to discuss with us in this atmosphere right now? Okay. Do you swear or affirm that the statement you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. All right. So the reason of this incident is dealing with an employee of the sheriff's office who is subordinate to you, Rebecca.
Okay, so she does work for the sheriff's office.
Something has been brought to your attention involving her and her current boyfriend, which is Dylan, who is a corrections deputy currently working for the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what, in your own words, recently happened that was brought to your attention about those two?
Over the last few weeks, I've just noticed
marks on her.
What specifically were those?
And that's usually how it happens, you know. And there's these things called mandatory reporters, which everyone should take it upon themselves to be one, not to an obnoxious degree in the sense of like being nosy and, you know, trying to be your own investigator or anything. But you know, it happens with kids and with people. You just slowly start noticing a behavioral change, markings, constant trips to the ER or the doctors or something of that nature, where they're hurt, their unexplainable bruises and cuts and stuff like that. And it sounds like that's what this girl was witnessing, just constantly new marks were appearing on her.
Marks that you noticed initially?
Black eye.
Nah, that'll always be that'll always be a
Something
big
about,
sign.
what was another injury? Her.
Well, she mentioned about a busted eardrum.
Okay.
And then off duty, we had went out and she had some bruises on her arms.
Right. And when you saw those off duty, did those bruising look like?
Like fingerprints.
Like she had been grabbed on the shoulder or something like that?
Yes.
And at the time that those happened, which had been several weeks, correct? Those a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
Within the last 4 weeks.
Okay. So within the last several weeks, you noticed those injuries. Did you have any concern, or did she being Rebecca, did she discuss how those happened initially?
No.
And then tonight being before midnight or after midnight, that a certain
Before midnight.
So before midnight, which would actually be 7/18, so the day before. What was brought to your attention at that time?
And she was sitting next to me, and she had just come in, and
And what time does her shift start?
6:30.
6:30. Okay, so she had been there just a short time, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
And had just mentioned about him having car issues. She had to take him to school. Can't really recall how I said it. I think I had said to her maybe about, did he give you a black eye?
Right.
And she had said, shook her head yes. And then I said, and what about the busted eardrum when you said that you had it 2 weeks ago? Did he do that too? And she said yes.
And then did she say anything else to you during the...
You know, sometimes that happens to where it is the constant denial, never saying anything. And then just out of the blue, did this happen? And sometimes they're just waiting for the question for somebody to actually care and ask, you know, and a lot of the time you can ask a million times and they're going to say no. But then there's some times where it just all the floodgates open and they just, you know, say everything.
course of that conversation with her?
About what?
Anything. I mean, did she at any point, I mean, she admitted to the 3 incidents. Did you ask about the marks on her arm, or no? Once she just talked about the eye, the ear, that was enough for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had just questioned her on if she had somewhere to go, if she was going to be leaving them, and she said she couldn't leave until their lease was up in December.
Gotcha.
Police say detectives.
And that's another very difficult thing too, where a lot of the time abusers will trap their victims with, most of the time financially, but also with like fear, of course. But like it makes it harder because it's like if you can't sustain life on your own, especially with kids, it makes it that much more difficult to leave your abuser.
Detectives gathered statements and evidence before determining probable cause for an arrest. Authorities say Dylan was taken into custody the following day and booked into the Charlotte County Jail as the criminal investigation moved forward.
And then but she never said anything that you recall about her still being in fear of what he's going to do. To you, her concern is she just doesn't want him to get in trouble and lose his career over these actions. Is that how you're feeling? Not that she is in immediate need of assistance from the sheriff's office?
And that's another thing too, where a lot of the time victims will blame themselves, or they'll be beaten down and to the point where they blame themselves for their abusers' like actions and everything like that. And they'll be fearful for them to lose their standing, lose their job, the career, et cetera, et cetera. It's a very tumultuous situation.
I can't recall what everything said, if she mentioned being in fear of going home at all.
Right. But she hasn't said that to you since?
No, I don't think she's made that comment, just more of not knowing how he's going to react once this comes up.
Gotcha. Okay.
And oftentimes they react worse.
Yep. All in there?
All right, my man. All the other paperwork he needs is in All right. All right, we're gonna go up this one. I'm parked in the, by the old back door here, man. Okay. So we're gonna go right out here, bud.
It looks like this is just the beginnings of the investigation. He was obviously, you know, arrested under suspicion and everything. So
put your butt in first.
we're most likely not going to get the end result of all of this. It seems like this is just the beginning, but this is insane. This is an unfortunate situation, and this happens often when it comes to, probably less often than we think, more often than you would like. Obviously, even one account of it is more than you would like. But a lot of the time, this type of stuff happens, and the blue wall of silence that the police are known for just comes up, and you know, they're supposed to protect and serve the people, but they don't do that, not even spouses. It's good to see that this is different.
Later, officers arrested Dylan, 22. He was charged with felony domestic battery. Investigators say the allegation triggered both a criminal case and an internal administrative review within the sheriff's office. Authorities say Dylan has been placed on administrative leave without pay while the agency conducts its own examination into the incident. Officials emphasize their commitment to accountability and maintaining public trust, noting that employees are expected to meet professional standards both on and off duty. What's your take on situations like this? Share your thoughts.
True, they should be. They should be more. You know, I don't think that it's up to the standards that they would like to say that it is, but you know, at least here in this situation, they wasn't brushed off, and you know, immediately though. As soon as she confirmed that it happened, her boss went and told the powers that be. They started an investigation. The guy was arrested, and like I said, it doesn't seem like he we're figuring out you know, anything about it. This is just the beginning stages of it, but this truly is one of those situations, or one of those things that is so difficult to try and get somebody from outside of the grasp, because a lot of the time people stay in these relationships and abusive relationships based off of based off of two things: a fear of being alone, like a fear of or a fear and or a belief that this is as good as it gets, that this is just the way it needs to be. And then the other one is a lot of the time they're just terrified of escalating it, you know. I hate this type of, I hate domestic violence, whether it's adults or children, it doesn't matter. It's terrible. It's terrible. A lot of the time these people are beaten into believing that this is all that they deserve in life, and it's not. And if you're ever suffering from something, or you know somebody who's suffering from something like this, don't push them, but always make sure that they know that there's somebody there, that they know that there's somebody, you know, that they can talk to, and that you know, just don't pass judgment on the person. Just listen to what they have to say. But that's enough for this kind of downer of a video. Shout out to the police officers for taking this seriously and looking into it. Shout out to Police Watch. Video link in the description below. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are on all of this, and I'll catch you in the next one.